Well, guys, I thought I'd make a little video here what I'm doing today. Tearing this furnace apart. It all comes apart in 3 pieces. Actually 4. So I'll keep busting it apart here. I took the end off. There it lays down. So much easier to carry it out of here into 3 pieces. 4 pieces. Actually, it's going to be a lot of pieces till I'm done. I took the siding off of it first. But for you guys that have these oil burners, you pay to get them clean. I'll tell you what. I'm surprised it's not a fire hazard. It's claw clear shut. Very not nice here. The water goes into the pockets here on the outside, and the heat goes through the inside there. But yeah, got an oil burner. Have it clean and make sure they clean it. I paid a couple times to have this thing clean. I don't think they did ever a very good job. But it's an old one. To replace this here was like $12,000 for just the furnace and then to put it in yet. So it came out to about $18,000 to do this job for that big of a boiler. So I do have the tanks out over here. Cleaned up everything nicely. So you can see the tanks out, and that's the floor drain over there. Clean the floor up. That was a heck of a project. So again there, I beat it about 6-7 times. That thing is so filthy. Oh yeah. 2 more sections to take apart. So then we can pick it up and carry it out of here. Kind of thought I'd share that a little bit. It's a whole part of this cleaning up, moving situation. Alright guys, well, now it's time for the cleanup. I have it busted up enough pieces. Out of breath. So we're going to clean up all the debris. I don't know where to put it right now. I like to get a skid and stack on a skid, but yeah, it needs to get out of here. Alright, well, we're finished for the day down here. We have the furnace tore apart. I cleaned up the floor a little bit, rinsed it down. So, what a mess. I'm glad that job's done. Okay, there's the furnace all bust to pieces. That's one heavy piece. Even the small pieces were heavy. Like cast iron. So everything's there. Everything was swept up. So another well done job. Alright guys, well, you probably wonder what the heck I'm doing. Well, we bought a fuel tank for the back of the truck. There's reasons for everything, and I'm going to explain it here a little bit. These tanks had in about 100 gallon each. So we have to get them empty. All tanks have to be removed. The fuel was just put in here not too long ago because we did have an oil burner and the furnace went bad, and that's why we put a new furnace, outdoor furnace in. So I got this hand pump, and I wish I had an electric one, but it brings me back in the good old memories when I was younger, and some of you guys remember hand pumping, cranking fuel. No fun. So you really got to put into her. That's going to be hard to do with one hand, but I just want to demonstrate what you're doing. So we're pumping the fuel out the wall. I've got this one just about done. You see I moved it, so another 15-20 minutes we'll have it empty. But yeah, I just thought it'd be easy to hand crank it out of here. And we'll burn this in the skid loader and the oil burner in the shop. good morning, guys. Well, this is a little bit about what my story is about here on this farm and how I got started and where we're headed for this new year. So I'm making a batch of feed for the beef cattle down the lower barn, and I just want to share a little bit about me. And my name's Eric, and here in Pennsylvania, Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania, and we started this beef operation back in 2012, roughly. That's when I came to this farm. I found this farm in the Lancaster Farmer, and I contacted the guy, and I said about his ad was looking for someone to take his farm over and purchase it. And so swinging around here a little bit again, and I answered that ad, and I came here. And when I got here, this farm was a little on the rough side. It was a landscaping operation, and where the feedlot used to be, which is behind the combine now, that's where they had trees out there, small trees and stuff like that. I had to take all those trees out. A lot of things to do. Where the steer barn was, a lot of junk, just stuff over the years that they stored up. And the tobacco barn that burnt down a few years ago, that was full of junk and stuff like that had to be cleaned out. So I'm going to take you along today. We're going to be pulling tobacco out of the barn and tell you a little bit how I got started in that. I'm going to feed these cattle. We started out with 12 Black Angus on our original herd here on this farm. So we went from 12 to a couple hundred total. And here we are in 2021, and it's kind of what it looks like. Alright guys, we're headed out with this load of tobacco. So it's stacked on there. I got a tarp so it keeps it moist. It's still in the lath yet, so we'll bring you along as much as I can here. Alright, we're headed over here to the Amish farm with this load of tobacco. There's probably roughly 300 lath on the back. I was trying to get some footage loading it. The other two guys were going to load the other wagon. So this guy here had a couple of things going on today, so he wants it over as fast as possible and so we can get it unloaded. Nice little steep hill here to climb. That was the Pennsylvania Turnpike we just crossed there. This farm's down here on the right then. There's 3 harvester silos there are. Nice little dairy farm. Alright guys, we made it back here. Keep talking about my story here. So we had 2 tobacco barns. This one and then the one that burnt down. When I started back in 2012, we started growing tobacco, and we started out, I think it was probably first year was 5 acres, second year was 8, and then our third year we're at 24 acres of tobacco. So we're going to sweep up here. I want to kind of keep talking about my story here a little bit. And then at that point we had just one child, and that was Justin. He was the youngest one. And so our goal is to sweep up here, and then we're going to start taking rails down out of the big barn. And we started out always with big bales. I rented one of these the first year. I bought one the second year out of Black Rock Repair. They made this one here for me. So this is a baler for baling tobacco that makes big bales. They were average 400 to 600. And some of the stuff we used here. These are tobacco lath. So yeah. So we're going to sweep up here, go back the trailer in the barn, and we're going to get ready here to take rails down next. So in 2015 we built the brand new steer barn, which is around the corner. We'll walk over there, and that's coming down too. Just kind of a little bit of our background story, how we got started, and how we just kept adapting on growth. And we did get into custom, a little bit of custom baling and farming for helping other neighbors out. We did all kinds of jobs there with different dairies in the area. So this machine here will be a 2-year-old machine here in around June, I think, is when we got that. That'd be the L341 big baler. So we'll have to run that through the shop here sometime. Here's the steer barn we built in 2015, and it's 75 feet wide, 130 feet long. We have curtains on the side, and we're going to start taking the metal work out of this building here. I do have a couple cattle down below there. This building was designed to raise animals or hang tobacco in it, and we never did that. Just the way things were working. And down at the end of this barn there, if you go back in some of the videos, you'll see the other tobacco barn, which burnt, I don't know how many years now. A couple anyway. Probably 4 years maybe now. Not 100% sure of that. So, yeah. Now the wind's picking up here. So we got that tobacco down in just in time because it dries out fast now. And my wife, she works away. That helped create income here to get farming too. It takes a lot of teamwork to make things go anymore. And as the kids get bigger and stuff, and things go a little bit better. When you have help like that, and he's cleaning up here, just it's always nice to work with something that's clean on the floors. So I got another Amishman coming. We're gonna try to get these rails down. We'll lower them down with string, one of the string on each end, and we'll lower them down one end at a time, so, and work them down back and forth. Okay, let's drive. Go! Oh! You're crazy, boy. Farming with kids. Once you grow wrong. What's your friend? Alright, now we have the boys here opening us up Bale wheat leach. This little guy in here, he's learning. So I just got back here getting some coal with the skid loader. I took it down to the neighbors here, and I just got a bucket here. And I never weighed the skid loader before, but with me sitting in the skid loader, it weighs 11,100 pounds, empty. So that's just the John Deere 330G, and that scoop there we had 12,340 pounds on. Cold air. So So I don't know what they charge per pound or how they sell it or anything like that, but it's probably they sell it by the ton. That's what we're burning in the stove. And over here we got some oak firewood that came in again. We had a little cool here, and they're just calling for some really cold weather, so we want to get ready. So I thought I'd just share that. I don't know if some of that's ash or what that is. They call it oak, I guess. But yeah, it's nice big chunks of dry wood. Get a lot of heat out of that. Hey, good evening, guys. Well, we had a little interesting day. I'm going to explain a little bit what's going on here with these two pieces of equipment. This first one here they brought in, and what they're doing is they got to take 25 feet of earth straight down and move it to another location of the farm here. So this is the construction company that's going to be doing the work, and they want to know how much earth they have to move and how hard it is to drill and remove. A lot of it might get dynamite, where they'll use this or another machine like this, drill down and have it so they can lift the soil, break it up. So he did about, I'm just going to guess, about 50 holes today. They were going to do about 200, I think. And this here, they're going to dig where they can't get a good reading. They're going to put a hole down pretty deep to see how hard it is to dig. So this is a Case CX 2500. This is a massive piece of equipment here. The bucket comes up to my waist. Really nice piece of equipment. So they're going to be digging the holes tomorrow. So I'll bring you a little along with that. And see how deep they go with this thing. So yeah, this is the purpose of this equipment today, just to find out how much earth they have to move and how hard it is to dig, so they can put a proposal together to the company. What's it going to cost roughly to move the earth? Now, I don't have all the situation. I'm just a guy that stands and watches behind all the terms and stuff, but I want to share as much as I can as the project moves forward. On the farm here, we got a little wind tonight, so I'm going to go down here where they dug one right beside the barn, and they went down so many feet where they need to be, and just to see how hard it drills. And so I didn't get any footage of doing that today, but they did find a little mud out there in the field. Stuff is pretty neat how this equipment does a job for them and stuff like that. I got to see the final plan the other day. Pretty impressed at how these buildings sit here. So I told them most of the rock was what it's going to look like in the bank that we were digging out. They did one over here, and they just kind of see what kind of pebbles or what kind of rock it's bringing up. I don't know how deep they went down that hole. So they came in right over top here and reached right over the top to get this one. Right there, the tracks. I did quite a few holes out here in this little field. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of soil that has to be relocated. So tomorrow they'll dig the deep holes with that track hoe, big Case. I can't believe they'll go down 25 feet with it, but who knows. So there's going to be two buildings. It's kind of really hard to describe how they sit in here. They did have the flags there around the outside of the buildings and stuff, but looks like they pulled them out. So we get to see a little bit of digging tomorrow and how far they dig, and and see what it costs to. See what it costs, how much earth they have to bring in and all that stuff. So, or rock for the foundations and stuff. So, yeah. Well, I'm getting a little cold here. Just a short video. What's going on here on Tuesday.